All right.
I went live.
Oh, we didn't go live. Oh,
I
now we're
went live
live.
because I'm late.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Oh, you just got in here right on time.
I just got in here right on time. I got Instagram. I got Kill Smiley Tribe, and of course, Carnivore Cutie. How you doing?
Hi, Dr. Kills. I can't believe I'm here. So
Well,
nice to meet you.
I can't believe I'm here either. And I don't know, is Dr. Nelson, is the real Dr. Nelson here, or do we not know who it is?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you still carnivore, or did you quit carnivore?
Oh, I quit carnivore 9 days ago now.
Oh man. Okay, he surpassed Kilts. Amazing. Amazing.
I'll
How's
let
it
you
feel?
know.
9 days of no food.
I was real tempted yesterday because I did get a little hungry yesterday, and I did have. I did not have any food, but I did have available in my house something to eat. But nah, still feeling good today. I won't guarantee anything today, but we'll see. I'm feeling good. I woke up half an hour ago, so
Well, we're talking about moving this to 6 a.m. Eastern time. It's kind of in the mix. We may be asking people, would you prefer 6 a.m. or is our 5 functioning okay? We got Jonathan Fay, let's see, Marlin from Holland, and Cash Groth is here, Linda Lentz. And why don't we have Carnivore Cutie tell us a little bit about herself? What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
yeah. Go ahead. We have Phumi this morning here, and go ahead and let us know who you are and how you got here.
Okay. So my name is Phumi, and I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I currently live in the UK, and I'm really thankful that I found the carnivore way of eating because for my whole life, I would say I've always had health issues. I'd say the first sign that something was wrong was when I started my menstrual cycle at the age of 10. And I was the first person in my grade to get it. And it was devastating because I didn't know what a menstrual cycle was. I wasn't prepared. And just to be the first person to get this scary thing was really traumatic. And as you can imagine, because I got it so early, that was the first sign that something was wrong with my hormones. And so my cycle has been my biggest struggle my entire life. I have undiagnosed endometriosis and PCOS, plant caused
Right on, I
ovarian
guess.
syndrome.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's been painful all of my life. I was always at the doctor. If it wasn't for my cycle, it was for antibiotics because I was a very sickly child. I always used to get a cough every June on schedule. So my gut health suffered a lot. And when I reached my 20s, I was finally able to take my health into my own hands. And so I started seeing various dietitians, naturopaths. I went all the way through every holistic practice you can think of, trying to heal all of this. I tried every diet. I even went vegan at some point because I thought, okay, I've tried blood type diet. I've tried, I don't know, all these different versions, my own versions, dietitian approved versions. I got to vegan because I was researching how to heal my cycle, how to boost fertility, and I unfortunately found the path of veganism. And so I tried vegan. My cycle got so much worse. I think during the vegan period, I think that's when I developed the PCOS because it was high carbohydrate diet, which is the vegan diet. People think of it as plant based, but it's more like carbohydrate carbohydrate based. I forgot to mention that I always struggled with my blood sugar as well. I always got dizzy 1 or 2 hours after eating. So that's another thing I need to keep in mind about what carnivore helped me with. But I think I really messed myself up on the vegan diet. And when it didn't work for me, I got really angry with my body, with the whole health industry, because I thought, I've done the maximum I can do. I cut out meat. What else do you want from me? And so I got really angry and upset, and I decided, okay, nothing is going to heal my body. Let me just eat what I want, because I can't find the answer. I've tried every supplement, I've tried every diet, I've done vegan, it didn't work. There's nothing else I can do. That's it. And so I went back to eating sugar, eating carbs, eating meat, just living my life in a standard American diet. And then I think I gave myself the worst insulin resistance I'd ever had, and my symptoms were worse than ever. And I had this awakening of some sort, where I was in the grocery store one day and I was buying fruit, because I always used to have fruit for breakfast. Great way to start the day, not. And so I was in the grocery store and something just told me, you need to stop eating fruit. And I didn't understand why am I feeling like this? And so I bought less fruit than usual on that day. I went home and I Googled, is fruit sugar bad? And it took me down this very deep rabbit hole about how all sugar is bad for you, including the natural fruit sugar that I thought was so healthy for me. And firstly, I found Dr. Gundry, who started teaching me about lectins and plant toxins. And then I was led to keto. And then I thought, oh, okay, I'll just cut carbs and sugar and I'll go keto. And then for some reason, YouTube sent me videos about the carnivore diet. And it was all in one weekend. So on Saturday, I decided, okay, I'll be keto. By the time Sunday came, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do keto. I have to go carnivore. I have to cut everything, because the doctors that I found, Dr. Kills, etc., were just so vibrant, so healthy. And I was like, what is going on? How can this be right? No fiber, no veggies, no carbs. But people look so good. So that's how I ended up on carnivore.
Was there anything else besides the PCOS that you improved? You probably were not seeking to change anything else, but was there anything else?
Yes, so it's very embarrassing to admit, but I used to be tired just after waking up. About 1 or 2 hours after waking up, I would feel so exhausted, like I need to go back to sleep. That was a major sign that something was very wrong. And when that happened, I actually reached out to another holistic health practitioner, and they actually put me on a diet that was against red meat. And so I tried that for a month or two, and that didn't help me at all. I was the same, if not worse. And so once I finally started eating according to the carnivore way, within 3 days, so many things had changed. I didn't feel that fatigue anymore. I didn't need to nap multiple times throughout the day. I felt so awake and so vibrant, but most of all, I felt stable in terms of blood sugar. I would eat in the morning, and I was shocked that I was not hungry until evening time. And I couldn't believe that all my life I had eaten lean meat and stayed away from fatty meat, and yet that was actually the answer to my health. And the answer to all problems is the fat in the meat, that saturated fat that they say is so dangerous. Once you start eating that, so many things heal in your body and you feel so much better. I felt so stable, not just blood sugar, but also in my mind. I didn't know that I wasn't feeling good until I actually felt so good. You don't know that you're sick until you feel what it feels like to actually be well. And if you haven't started and you're wondering how can it be so good, just try it for like a week, only eating fatty meat, and you'll see what I mean. Another thing that changed for me once I started eating the fatty meat was just my brain felt so energized and revitalized, and it makes me worry because I wonder how I was operating before. I feel bad for every job I've ever been in. I definitely wasn't my best self, and if I was to go back, I'd probably excel so much. And even during school, I was not good at mathematics, but now all of a sudden I can do all these calculations in my head just because my neurons are actually getting fed with the saturated fat that is apparently so bad for us.
If you have any questions for Phumi, please put them in the chat, and we'll try to highlight. I see that Malcolm is here. If he can highlight questions for me, I would appreciate it. Go ahead.
Is that
Go
for me,
ahead.
doctor?
Yes, go ahead, Dr. Kiltz.
All right. Dr. Nelson has not eaten in 9 days. But what about your sugar? Don't you need sugar plants for energy? And if it isn't your energy, what is your energy every day of your life?
Wow, my meter doesn't measure below 70. It's the over-the-counter Stelo, by the way. So it has been down to the 70 mark since last night, since 8 p.m. or something like that. And it's been like that until now. So somewhere in the 60s, I guess it could be 50s. I feel okay.
Isn't it true that fat is the only fuel for the mitochondria? And the lie is that you need sugar because sugar's for glycosylation, and insulin is simply a digestive enzyme that basically has little to no value unless you eat food.
I'm if I eat anything, by the way, it's gonna be, I have some fat trimmings in the refrigerator.
So
We'll see. I also have some ribeye around. So
George Grandowski says, "Go, Dr. Nelson, 9 days." Whoa, past Kiltsey, right? Kiltsey hasn't done that yet. Have you done any fasting, Carnivore Cutie?
I haven't done any fasting because when I tried to fast in the past before being carnivore, I felt like I would die. So I'm still to get to the point where I try to fast. I have noticed that I'm able to go longer without food. I don't get dizzy and I don't get that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm going to pass out. And also when I exercise, I can go for way longer and I feel so much stronger. Yes, and although it's sometimes not recommended for women to do fasted cardio, I find that I can now do it. I don't feel like I'm going to die.
Is a woman's physiology truly different than men's? The biochemistry and function of the human body, is it different? Like 50,000 years ago, you were saying, wait a minute, my menstrual cycle is coming, I got to eat food, or I'm in my luteal phase and I must eat 3 times a day. Who made that one up?
Yeah, good question.
Do you ever wonder if maybe all of our advice, even here in the carnivore world, might be a little bit of a conundrum?
Yeah, everything contradicts each other. So sometimes you just have to listen to your body.
Well, the last time I listened to my body, I wanted a little bit of ice cream. So I'm just wondering if we just need to realize the environment we live in is like a cocaine den.
Yeah.
I think.
So, do you have any time restriction in your eating? How many times a day do you eat?
So for now, I eat twice a day. I eat close to 9 or 10 a.m. And then I feel my body needing a top up at around 4 p.m. So usually for breakfast, I will have ribeye, eggs. I used to have bacon, but I'm trying to do a lion diet variation at the moment. If I don't have a ribeye and eggs, I'll have mince with eggs, and then in the evening I'll have the opposite. Um, Sometimes I have chicken, sometimes I do have pork, maybe once or twice a month. But in the beginning, I treated myself to every kind of fatty meat possible because I knew that I needed it because I'd never had it before. And it was amazing. The first 2 months, I think they call it the priming stage. I really treated myself to everything that I could have in terms of meat. And I also do love lamb. I find that lamb is really, really satisfying.
I like them
And
too.
yeah.
Well, if you're a hunter 50,000 years ago and you couldn't find beef, is a bird okay?
Probably.
Right. It's sort of, I'm wondering if we just have too many stories that maybe are a little hard to agree with in all of this. And Leah, a dopamine craving. I mean, ultimately, your brain wants food and relationship, right? Because ultimately that's reproductive nature. That's our true, really drive. And I'm just wondering, in so much of our science, maybe a little bit of a snake oilness. What are your thoughts, Doctor or Cutie?
Go ahead, Phumi.
I don't know. I'm still figuring all of this out, and I'm trying. Well, carnivore
How,
really helps you to
how
stop
long
the
have you
food.
been carnivore?
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
And actually, I wanted to talk about how much my cycle has changed in that time.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the first 2 cycles I had were difficult, and everybody wants to heal immediately, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And I thank God that I didn't stop because I didn't see any evidence of it working within the first 2 months. And everyone will be different. Some people say it takes them 2 years, some people say 6 months. Everyone is different. So for me, the first 2 cycles, they were difficult, but I didn't have to use painkillers, which was a big win for me. And if you have PCOS, you know about that stabbing pain that you get during the cycle. The first 2 months, it was still there. And I just had to keep on trusting the process. The third cycle, I did notice there was a drop in the stabbing pain. It was still a tough cycle, but last week I had my fourth cycle, and I cannot believe the drop in pain that happened. I think my pain level used to be about 20 out of 10, and this cycle I would say it was about 7 out of 10. So there was a huge jump. The longer you stay on carnivore, the better it gets. And yes, it's not instant, but I am a living testimony that these conditions can be reversed. And the true sign that there was a big improvement is that even my husband was happy with my cycle this time. And he's a tough critic. He wants to see instant healing or like a big sign of healing. And he was really happy and could actually admit that, yes, okay, carnivore is really working, because I was so much happier and I didn't lie in bed the whole time just because of meat, the same meat they said don't eat. And in the hormone holistic health space, they always say if you have endo or PCOS, stay away from red meat. And that's the exact thing that has helped me. And if I hadn't found this, I would still be struggling.
So is it the lie that we've been living for hundreds and thousands of years is that meat is bad and plants are good? It absolutely is the opposite. Plants are poisonous in general, although the food we eat is less poisonous than just going outside and cutting the grass and eating the grass.
Yeah, everything is reversed. It's so sad. Like who set it up like this and why?
The leaders that want
Yeah.
to keep us lambs instead of lions. It really is such a simple concept. The human body in mammals and almost every organism requires fat, and fat is the only fuel for the body. We are not sugar burners. And that's a
Yes.
hard thing for people to understand. But we're omnivores, and sweet things are highly addictive to us because the brain is not stupid. And 50,000 years ago, if you found a fruit tree that was ripe and you didn't eat it, you might be dead in a week. Right? But the odds of you dying from going at the fruit tree for a week is not the killer, but every single day, 3 to 6 plant meals a day is killing all of us. I have a question on Instagram. Maybe Dr. Nelson or Carnivore Cutie, you could handle it. How do you remove heavy metals such as mercury?
That's always the answer.
I mean, what toxins are in the ribeye steak or the burgers?
Thousands of years ago, we didn't have a way to know if we had mercury, right? So,
Right. So ultimately,
Yeah.
go ahead, Dr. Nelson. That's a
you
good
know,
point. That's a good point. Bring it out.
If you're eating your species appropriate diet, probably you won't have those problems. But
Well,
go
I'm
ahead.
just wondering if we've convinced everyone that you have parasites or you have heavy metal toxicity or some dumb thing, or like you're an addict, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That parasite story really got me too. And I think that's why people stay away from meat, such as pork, for example. It's all
Why?
fear-based.
Well, right. I mean, it's pork. I mean, ultimately, pigs are quite amazing animals. And my bet is we ate a lot of them because they were everywhere. And they're quite amazingly smart animals, too. Right? Well, what's that question there from Linda? Dr. Nelson.
Oh, it's someone making a comment on.
Well, how
my
long are
page.
you going?
I don't know. Probably one more day. Like, we'll see. I'm gonna take it one day at a time, every day. By the way, someone asked me to check my sugar and ketones. I did. So my blood sugar is 75 according to the Keto Mojo, which is more accurate than the CGM. And surprisingly enough, the ketones are just 0.4.
I mean, that means so to me that means there are plenty of energy molecules in and around the cells, and fat is everywhere. Short chain, medium chain, and long chain fatty acids.
Yeah.
I mean, those are essentially the fuel for the body. We're always fat adapted, but we're sugar toxified.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got heavy metals twice here, so we can move on. What are the questions are out there? Malcolm highlighting questions for us. What do we got?
Yes, he is. By the way, in about 5 minutes, we'll do the first draw of.
What's up with the tasty giveaway? How are we doing on that?
Alia gave 2 away yesterday, and we're gonna do that today. Hashtag cutie.
Yeah.
For today. Go ahead and put it in the chat. And are you streaming this to your audience? I know you don't have a big channel, but
Cutie has a huge channel. It's huge. Come on, we're all huge. But are you? Yeah. The question: are you streaming to your channel, your community?
I'm not streaming live, but I will upload the episode after.
Awesome. And what
Okay.
inspired you to share this online? Oh, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to share. I apologize, my computer is very slow right now. but I wanted to show her channel. You can go to at Carnivore Cutie, looking for her channel in
Maybe
YouTube.
Malcolm could
Okay,
show it for us.
so
Comment. Let me throw a comment in.
so I'm gonna subscribe right now live.
We should all subscribe, be there. Let's see a comment from Katie Turner. Dr. Kiltz, 3 failed transfers. I went carnivore, did my protocol, and we just found out the transfer worked. We can't thank you enough.
Wow.
Health issues are all gone, and now I'm pregnant.
Oh, wow.
What's the best healing food, Carnivore Cutie?
Fatty meat.
Fatty meat. You need to take minerals and vitamins. Yeah, need to?
No,
But
not anymore.
But if you want to try some Kiltz Health organ meats and liver supplements, for those of us who don't really eat that much liver, I think the organ meats and stuff are good, but
we have organ meats, and we have liver, desiccated liver.
And we have a citrus electrolyte mix, and we're working on one without any extras. That's next.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Now, what do you like to drink? What's your drink of choice?
I love sparkling water and just water. I actually don't drink coffee. People always ask me, how do I handle the coffee situation on carnivore? But I never drank coffee before carnivore, so that's not an issue for me.
Everyone should get a Kiltz cup and drink their coffee. The only thing I forgot is to add the coffee to my hot water. That's all you need.
Yeah. You were saying, why did I start the channel? I started it because I felt so good so quickly compared to any other way of eating I've ever tried. And I just knew that this is it and it's going to work. And when you find something that has the potential to heal people, you can't keep it to yourself. You just can't. It's an injustice, and you feel like it's like you have to tell as many people as you can because you don't know whose life you'll save. And also, I lost my dad to cancer about 2 years ago. And I think that was also part of the reason why I found veganism, because, when someone has cancer, the first thing they tell them is to cut all meat. And unfortunately, I believed it. We all believed it. And it didn't help the situation, but you don't know that until you know. And so I just want everyone to know about this way of eating as much as possible. I don't know about how you guys feel about friends and family, but those are always like the last people to believe you when you try something new. And every other way of eating, I was always telling my family and friends, try this, try that. But now this is the real deal. I feel bad for all the other things I suggested in the past.
My best friend, Dave Kilmer, died of cancer at 52. Jim Slotnick died of cancer at 28. Craig Humphrey died of esophageal cancer in his early 60s. I have a picture of my sister Marianne, and my mom and dad, who ultimately, my sister had diabetes since age 4. We need to be inspired by the people before us that we believe are dying of diseases that are in the modern recommended healthcare industry, which ultimately is sharing ideas that may be killing all of us prematurely. But our job is to share ideas to help heal all of our brothers and sisters, even those who are in the modern medical and industrial space, because they don't know either.
We have a question for you, Dr. Kiltz. Does the meat have to be organic, as they inject hormones and antibiotics when they fall sick?
Do you take hormones or take antibiotics for reasons? We all human beings. And I don't care as much about that, although obviously free range, grass. Well, they're all grass fed. I personally like grain finished, but I don't know what organic. The term organic is a governmental commercialized marketing term. Meat that cows meat is organic, and I don't think in general I worry so much about. I don't even think about those things in general. Know your meat source. That's really the key here. Don't lose sleep over antibiotics and hormones and all those, in my opinion. But if you want it, go at it.
I also
Yeah.
think the organic trend comes from the plant world.
The marketing world. It's a marketing term. It is not a scientific entity. It's the same with the food pyramid. It's a business marketing term in order
Yeah.
that all the, hey, let's sell all of our stuff. And it's all BS. In my opinion. But I mean, fake meat, why would you want to eat fake meat? Right? That's what's killing all of us.
Yeah.
It probably contributed to my later encounter with cancer a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And what causes cancer?
Inflammation.
Plant.
Plants. I mean, if plants want to be alive, they're live organisms. They've been around longer than you and I. Last I learned, they make heroin, cocaine, marijuana, nicotine, caffeine, and every infinite chemicals. I mean, how many chemicals come in a plant? CB Cormack has a good comment, right? I think CB Cormack is right. It's like we worry about stupid stuff in general. The American production of food is quite amazing. Quite amazing. I mean, we were worried about starvation for the first 3.5 million years. Last I looked, it's not as big of a problem in our communities, but people around the globe are still starving. That means they don't have access to food easily. Maybe
I think
access is a problem. Go ahead, doctor.
I think a lot of people worry a lot because every so often we know about people, producers in general that are cutting corners and do things that may be illegal. And when we find out, then we get, it puts a big stain on the whole thing. Is it true? Can you prove that the grass-fed, grass-finished, pasture-raised, all these things? Yeah, there might be a little bit of difference, but I buy from Walmart, Sam's. I do order. I have a company I order from. It's called Wild Pastures, and I order from them from time to time, and it's pasture-raised chicken and beef, but I also buy regular supermarket.
And Bighorn Mountain Farms in Buffalo, Wyoming, Mark McKinley's team. Again, there's so many great producers of meat, and get out there and use those. Go local. That's all really, I think, great for all of us. And like, is there any requirement to eat Brussels sprouts, kale, asparagus, and grains, Dr. Cutie?
No, I've never felt better without them.
Yes. So where are you from originally, or your family?
From Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. If we went back 10,000 years ago, would your family be farming and grazing on the grass or hunting the beasts?
Probably hunting.
Hunting the beasts. And so I've been watching The Crown. I love The Crown. It's a great, great, great series on Netflix. But ultimately, it actually shows the truth. The hunting grounds are owned by the kings and queens, and the peasants are not allowed to eat it.
Yeah.
And so the peasants were conscripted to the farming When's the last time you saw the king or queen, eating the grass and tilling the soil and planting the seeds? It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
All right, we're gonna give away one tasty air fryer. Last chance. Put #cutie, and let's see who wins. D. Lee.
All right, D. Lee, nice.
Now, I don't know if D. Lee already won something, but
you get this is Malcolm, but it's like we get one tasty per person on this entire slot. So
all right, so at the end, in a 20 minutes or so, we'll give away another one. Okay.
A couple of things. Instagram and Kilt's Mighty Tribe, you have to come over to either Facebook or YouTube or what's the other one we're using?
I think those two.
Rumble? Is Rumble on there too? I don't know if we've got Rumble in here, but Instagram. Wait a minute. So somehow we are streaming to Instagram on this same thing. You got
that's my Instagram, and I don't know if it.
Oh, well, I thought we were doing Instagram on here. All right, we got to make sure we get everyone's.
You have to go live on your Instagram yourself.
No, well, that's you guys. You guys are the Dr. Kilt's Instagram. So let's get Malcolm and Nalia working on that for all of us. You and I don't have time for that. One other question here, Scott Weldon, Dr. Nelson. I have very high ketones in my urine, but only 0.04 in my blood. I've been tired lately and a bit sluggish. Why ketones in urine but not in blood? Am I in ketosis? Is this an issue? I'm very strict carnivore. My fat to protein ratio is very high fat. I'm confused.
Okay, well, I just shared that after 9 days fasting, my ketones are 0.4. Okay. The urine, breath, and blood ketones that are measured are different. So don't compare them because they're not the same thing. Each one measures what they measure, and they measure fairly accurate what they're measuring. Urine is checking for acetoacetate. Blood is checking for beta hydroxybutyrate. The breathalyzer type ketone meters, they measure for ketones. No, they measure for acetone. Okay, there are 3 different. They leave the body in different ways, so don't compare them. And I don't have a great explanation why my ketones are 0.4 and yours are 0.4. You're being strict keto. I used to be able to have 4, 5, and 6. I've been it's going to be 2 years in June that I've been carnivore. And even after 9 days of fasting, my ketones are 0.4. Can't explain it.
So do we need to measure any of this stuff?
We don't. As a matter of fact, I only did it because Brisket Boomers asked me to, because she knows I have a meter. So, but I had not been testing. I don't,
I mean, let's go back to our tribal nature and Kilt's Mighty Tribe. Who's measuring? Nobody. It's another industry that we don't even need, right? We don't need. I mean, I appreciate everyone creating these products, but ultimately they just eat meat. Stop eating plants. You'll feel the very best. You'll heal up. And is fasting required for health and wellness, doctor?
No. It's not.
It's not. Trust. And if you're sluggish, what should you do? Take a nap. Take a nap. And it's like all this stuff. Well, because everyone's been drinking all this power drinks, you don't need the energy stuff, and it's probably deadly for you. But the best thing is to take a nap. Target, what's he got there? Who cares? Stop measuring cholesterol, right?
Dili, send an email to Alia at drkiltz.com. Okay?
Yeah, D. Lee, you're amazing. I guess if you, we can always get you another gift if someone wins, in the same week, the same thing. We'll figure something else because you at least got chosen for something. At least
And
the KMT
unfortunately, only people within the 48
states. Yeah.
Okay.
Peter Hodson, evening from Sydney. Linus Liu, Trust. Sarah Wine and Maria Jetter, hashtag Cutie. Cash Groth, I subscribe to Carnivore Cutie. Is the Bible true?
Is that a question for me?
It's our stories. They're true as your story and you wish it to be. It's a parable. It's a story. Is silence good?
Yes.
Yes. Say nothing, do nothing. Observe and think the beauty. Do you have any spiritual beliefs, practices other than carnivore stuff?
Yes, I think life is an entire spiritual experience in general. And since being carnivore, I've always been a spiritual person, but carnivore really elevated my connection to the divine, I'll say. I don't know how to explain that, but I feel at peace in my heart and my soul like never before. I think because all the poison is gone, all the lies are gone. And you know how carnivore leads you onto different parts of the truth in terms of how this world operates. So in general, my spiritual practices are, meditation, somatic exercises to get, stress and negative emotions out of the body. Just gratitude, and another important journey that I've been on is taking back my power. I used to be a super people pleaser without boundaries, and that also affects your health negatively. So I've been on another journey to see myself as a sovereign being that deserves to be treated well by everyone in my life, no matter who they are. So
I blew up all my boundaries.
what do you mean you blew them up?
I see the beauty of all human beings, even in their challenges and hardships. I love this philosopher, JC. He's kind of an awesome dude. He's given us so much in a philosophy of humanity. I agree with you, Cutie. You're the best. We're on our journey and exploring. What about exercise?
I love exercise. I wasn't exercising when I was going through I'm so angry with everything. But I recently started exercising again, and I feel like never before. When you are fueled by ketones instead of sugar, exercise works so much better. You don't even have to do as much effort to get results. But
Keep going.
Not that I want to slack on exercising. I'm just saying that I've noticed that I don't have to work as hard as I did before to get the results that I want.
Remember, we only use fat for fuel and energy. We never use sugar. Sugar's a glycating agent. and plant sugars are basically poisonous in any significance or frequency. And plants not only come with sugars, they come with chemicals and antigens, and they ferment in our gut. So I think if we begin to really understand that glucose and sugars are not our energy, they're precursors to make fat, which is the energy of our human body.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. And I agree with you. Like, just get out and move, because we're not meant to live on a couch, right?
Mm.
I mean, exercise is really just being active and productive. You don't need to go on a run. You don't need to go on a speed walk. You don't need to lift weights. It's really get out and go be productive in life. Is it
Yeah.
not?
And you do feel that you can be productive when you eat this way, unlike the other way where you just feel sluggish and tired all the time. I actually now want to get up and do things.
Where's the best place to get B12 and folic vitamins, doctor?
Right there.
Now, eat the meat, and there's a great organ meat blend, and blend the liver and the organ meats with the meat. Then you don't need to take Kilt's Health organ meats. But for those that aren't getting that, I think it's a great idea. But all the minerals and vitamins are in the meat. And I'm working on Miss Pilar to eat only meat. So Mr. Julio gets the very best health product ever created in the universe, which is eat the meat.
Just a tip. Usually, not everybody Phumi doesn't live here. She lives in the UK. I don't know what she has available around, but we certainly have always close a Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, these big box stores. Usually you don't find organs in those stores. I do go to a Spanish supermarket, and they have heart, kidney. What else have I seen there? I buy fatty trimmings from there, and they have other organs. I think once I saw spleen and
Oh,
things
wow.
like that. If you want to try organs, I've had beef heart and beef liver. I haven't had any other organs. But you can, if you have a local butcher, you can ask them to mix, their ground beef with some organ meats and make it a blend, or you can buy supplements and do it that way. By the way, do you have to have organ meats, Dr. Kiltz?
No,
Okay.
there's no. Although if you read "Eat Meat 3 Times a Day" by Schlenk, 1946, you can get it on Amazon. Great book. He suggests if you simply eat fatty meat and organ meats, you'll be healthier, even if you're eating some plants.
Wow.
Which is really and less rare to raw is better than medium to well. That's the crazy story. And you need to eat the fat, which is so critical. So, no. Positive energy every day. You got to be positive, right?
Yeah.
You got to
You
see
do.
the beauty of the hardships, the failures, the faults, the pain, right? Who creates everything? Dr. Nelson.
God.
God. Oh, wait. They're the same.
Prior to carnivore, Haley says, prior to carnivore, I felt my nerves, anxiety were shot. Much, much better now. And Phumi, you mentioned something along those lines as well, right?
Yes. They call it the carnivore calm. And especially as a woman, um, you just feel more stable. I'm not saying that we are unstable, but you know how our hormones fluctuate much more than men. And in our luteal phase, that's when we become a bit snappy. I haven't been snappy since I've been carnivore.
Well, if you think back, how many menstrual cycles in a lifetime did most women have in our ancient times?
That's what I want to know.
Not many. You know why?
Why?
They were pregnant or breastfeeding.
Ah,
We are not pregnant or breastfeeding very much anymore. That's a detriment to the world.
wow.
And so we've lost our nature in focusing on family and relationships and babies. Ultimately, think about it. What's a menstrual cycle for? What's a breast for? What's our hormones for? It's ultimately we're decided we're not having babies. Oh, I wonder if nature is punishing us.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm just throwing a concept out there.
No,
I mean,
but I understand.
what other animal says, did you get your birth control this week? Like, oh, you better be careful, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. I mean, all these drugs and pills and shots that people are using basically to prevent pregnancy, I wonder if they have adverse effects on all of us. I mean, if you're worried about hormones in a cow, why is everyone else taking a hormone? I mean, I would say humans take more hormones and antibiotics than cows ever do.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
All comes back.
Did you see my lovely book, my inspiration here for the future?
What is it?
Oh, you don't see what it is.
Oh, the baby's diet, the baby's book. I love it.
Yes.
Babies for babies.
Babies for babies. You know,
one day I'll be back with a different story.
You're creating a new story every day. Isn't that why we're here?
Yes, exactly.
And how'd you decide on Carnivore Cutie? I love the name.
So I have always been called cute and adorable, and I hated it because as you grow older as a woman, you don't want to be associated with cuteness. You want to be associated with other words. So I decided to embrace it because if that's what people see in me, then that's it. I will be the cutest carnivore ever then.
We are all beautiful in God's eyes, and sweet and cute as can be. Love it, love it, love it.
Go ahead and put hashtag cutie again, everybody. We'll do it in about 3 minutes, more or less. And so where can we find you, Phumi?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm Carnivore Cutie 8. You can find me on YouTube, Carnivore Cutie. You can find me on email. I hope that in the future I will be able to do some coaching formally. For now, I'm doing it very informally via WhatsApp with a few ladies just to support them and keep them accountable. And it helps to have someone on your side. So in future, that will blow up. And I want to especially promote this way of eating in the country that I come from and Africa as a whole, because I think, Africans used to eat this way and capitalism got in the way and we lost our way. So I'd love for people to go back to this way of eating. So hopefully this interview and all the work that the doctors are doing will get people back on that track.
Love it. Keep sharing. Everyone and anyone should be sharing their keto carnivore stories of healing. And keto's good, carnivore's great. What's glycosylation for?
So we have a question. Marilyn asks, "What is the body's reason for glycosylation? Does it have any positive purpose?" And I know you're going to explain it, but please explain the difference between glycation and glycosylation, because sometimes some people get confused about the two.
Well, glycation is the abnormal binding and damage that, in general, plant sugars cause to the human body and pretty much everything and anything else it touches. It causes damage. Plant sugars are foreign sugars to humans. That's really simply it. Glycosylation is a very important post-translational modification of proteins, which without it, you're dead. There are many diseases due to abnormal glycosylation, and most people don't even know this, but proteins are made at the speed of light, and when you intake a significant and frequent amount of foreign plant sugars, you cause a lot of glycation. And just look at a type 1 and type 2 diabetic. All the damage is from sugars, and sugars come from plants. That's where the majority that are harming us come from.
So glycation bad, glycosylation good.
Glycosylation is normal to the human body. Without it, you're dead. That's it, for sure. And we talk about it in our book, Kiltz's Keto is Carnivore, and the Keto book. We're going to talk more about that. We're also going to talk much more about the goitrogenic foods that they tell us are good for us, but ultimately they're actually deadly for us.
One more question here. We can squeeze Daniela. Dr. Kiltz, can you talk about uterus fibroma and if carnivore can heal?
Well, what causes fibromas, fibrosis, fibroids, adenomyosis, endometriosis, and PCOS, Carnivore Cutie?
All of that. All of
Plants,
all
right? Plants. And so carnivore removes the toxic, antigenic, and tumorgenic foods by simply eating the meat in order to feel the best. No, there are no toxins in fatty meat. Lean meat is not good for you. You must eat the fatty meat.
All right. One last chance. I'll give 5 seconds for hashtag cutie. And we're going to draw our second tasty air fry for the day. Okay, here we go. By the way, is it sharing? Okay. It's I just want to make sure it was. There we go. Stacy Peterson.
Nice. Ollie at drkiltz.com to get your beautiful prize.
I'm jealous.
Julie Foster. Yes, I'm taking electrolytes. I don't buy any prepackaged ones. I just use salt and magnesium and potassium. That's it.
But
all right. Stop. Dr. Kiltz is frozen right now. So, Cutie, Phumi. Someone put there, Phumi's a cutie pie.
Oh.
All right. So, where looks like, I don't know if Dr. Kiltz is coming on, but it's 6 o'clock. So, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 or 6. It's still going to be at 5. We'll announce it.
All Thank you so much.
You have a great day. What time is it where you are right now? You're in the UK, right?
It's 11 a.m. now.
11 a.m. So you're 5 hours ahead of us.